So I see a bunch of students that are here with us that also attended the Night Ed Talks, which is amazing. We had a really nice turnout tonight. So Shayna, I know you were there, and Michelle, you were there, and Tristan and Hadassah. So I'm seeing a bunch of folks that are in it for the long haul today, like me. On this very special day, Election Day. I have my sticker on right here. I know my wonderful group has been, I actually voted 3 weeks ago, but I saved my sticker for today. We've been promoting voting throughout, and hoping that all of you performed your civic duty, that we're able to do so. After I jump off this call, I'm going to be watching. I saved my sticker too. Good, Tristan. Watching to see what happens.
Dr. Spalding, I have a question real quick.
Go.
I don't know if this was a professional development from SNEA, but you posted on your Twitter, now that you're graduating, PD, was that from SNEA or from?
It wasn't. So that was with my seniors, Hadassah. We did on Friday, I bring in district level representatives from 4 different districts, and they work with our seniors. Michelle was there, several of you, yes. And they present to our seniors all about certification, professionalism, interviewing, and resumes, because in 2 weeks we have a virtual career fair that's mandatory, and they have to have resumes ready to be uploaded for that presentation. And then if they don't already have leads on jobs with their internship placement, they are going to be interviewing online, virtually, with some prospective employers. So we set them up for that, and you can look forward to that when you're in internship too.
Okay, yes. I wasn't sure if I would have access to those things now, or if
Right.
that was something for when I graduate next December.
So it's coming. It's coming. I design it each semester. We switch it up a little bit, but definitely to help prepare you for what you need to do in order to get your teaching certificate and get on the road to your classroom. Michelle?
I would suggest to at least compile a rough draft of your resume before you actually need it. There's a lot that you do and a lot going on. I know I personally emailed Dr. Spalding and I was like, I forgot everything I've done in the past couple of years. Can you please help me?
Yes. And so, and honestly, I mean, I do the same thing that I tell all of you, and that is to keep a resume, at least the beginning of a resume, on your desktop, and to consistently add to it. You can always synthesize, summarize, kind of make it what it needs to be when you actually are graduating, but you will just forget. And especially all of you that are here, there are 20 people on the call. Lots of you are attending many different Night Ed Talks. You're doing different things, service learning experiences, field experiences, all sorts of PD, and you just want to keep track of that so that you can accurately show what you've done over your 2 years, specifically in your major.
Michelle, if you're ready, we can go ahead and get started, and then I'll do a final call before the giveaway for sign-ins.
All right, perfect. Our first slide is a thank you to everyone who volunteered. We had volunteers for Read for the Record with multiple professors of the UCF. I know you guys did it virtually this year, and we thank everybody for helping out. Spalding, you have anything to add to that?
So personally, I had Kylie, Caroline, Angelica, and Naomi that all assisted me with a couple of presentations at Lake Howell High School and also Lyman High School. I want to put a little shout out. Lyman High School is going to be in need of an early childhood teacher. Their teacher is retiring, and she immediately afterwards emailed and was letting me know. So I notified clinical of that, but I know that some of you have friends that are graduating and or have graduated. And what an awesome opportunity to teach at an early childhood academy, working with high school students that some of them want to become teachers. So just a really cool experience for all of us. Notice that I put hashtag scholarship hours. I not only wanted to thank you for providing this service, but remind you that, and I believe Kylie's going to speak to this a little bit more later, but that we do offer a $250 scholarship. And that application is going to go out, and Kylie has the deadline. And you know, it's a little more challenging this semester with everything being virtual, but so many of you did offer up your time to facilitate Night Ed Talks. Thank you to everyone that was just with us prior to this session. And for all of you that have been doing the facilitation of those workshops, those are hours along with special experiences like this, where we went into the local high schools. So it doesn't matter if you were with Dr. Hoffman or Dr. Blanche or myself or Dr. Kelly. I believe Dr. Kelly still has one coming up at Haggerty High School, but this is just a really great opportunity for us to recruit and for you to talk about SNEA, which that's why I included that particular slide. So we were able to talk with a couple hundred over the last couple weeks, juniors and seniors that are thinking about what they want to do. And many of them enjoy teaching young children and maybe you know, future nights. So that's what we're all looking forward to. Make sure you're writing down those scholarship hours. And please, we want to give $250 away to those of you that have been working really hard, right? So make sure that once that information comes out in regards to, we just turned it off, in regards to scholarship, that you, it's not that much. It's a small little packet, but it's worth it, isn't it, Michelle?
It is.
$250 is $250, I say. So I want to thank you all, and we'll have some other opportunities coming up in the spring. I will say that it is so worth it, Bianca, without a doubt. What we're hoping to do is actually do Read for the Record, which is what this was supposed to be normally in the fall. We do a little literacy, we talk about our school, but then we do some early literacy activities related to the Read for the Record book. And because they didn't actually have children there, we're postponing that. And what we're hoping to do is a little Read Across America, Read for the Record in late February, early March. And it might be virtual, but we'll go with it. We'll do whatever we need to do to make it happen. So we've got some things coming up in the spring. And I do want to say that our Peds Academy interns that are all SNEA members, they did put the boo in books with the children in the hospital. And we donated those books for Halloween so the children could have some Halloween fun. And they also did perform Read for the Record with the children as well in the hospital setting. And of course, they are all SNEA members and represent us well. So I just wanted to thank you all and encourage you to continue to participate as much as you can in light of our virtual meetings.
Thank you, Dr. Spalding.
Thank you, Michelle. I think I'm in charge of having everyone, are we going to that next? Do you want to give one final? Yes. I love the giveaways.
We are going to do our giveaway next. And I just want to say, I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes, probably 2 max, but there's 23 participants in here and I have 12 signed up on Team Up. So if you are not signed up in Team Up, you will not be in the spreadsheet for the giveaway because I'm doing random numbers to make it fair. So at this time, if you are not signed in on Team Up, Michelle, if you don't mind flipping to the first slide, I will give you 2 minutes to go ahead and sign in. If you need help, I know Melissa was already in the chat asking some questions. We are more than happy to help you guys get signed in, but I want to make sure everybody has the opportunity to do so because I know we had a couple people come in late this evening. So we're going to do 2 minutes and then we're doing a giveaway.
Is it just for members or officers too?
No officers, sorry.
So then
I
it
have
is
a
less than
question.
23.
What's up, Caroline?
Wait. For me, or do I have to do it?
Caroline, I think you cut out a little bit for me. Do you mind saying your question again?
Yeah, sure. What's it called? I'm outside walking and I don't have access to Team Up right now. So is there any way someone can sign in for me, or do I need to sign in myself?
I'll go ahead and put you on the spreadsheet. Caroline, you already signed in, my love.
I did.
You did 16 days ago,
Yay.
actually. So you were ahead of the game.
You were signed in
Sounds
advance.
Okay, sounds good.
Valerie, to answer your question, I would go ahead and take out your mobile phone at this point and scan that QR code if you have the ability to do so. And then you can just hit the sign up button as featured in the pictures on that slide, and you can enter your first, last name, and email.
And
I'm
need an
sorry,
app.
I am currently driving, so
Okay.
I cannot do it, but I do have the Team Up app.
Okay, Valerie, I'll add you to the spreadsheet.
Thank you, I appreciate
Of
it.
course. Thank you for driving safely and not using your phone. Okay, I am checking the team up as we speak, and I am going to go ahead and make sure everybody's in.
So I know Kylie has some really fun things to give away, and anyone who has been former students of mine, you know I love to give away things. So she said that I could be in charge of the virtual drum roll. So in class, we like to do our drum roll. So I should see everyone at least. Can you tell that I'm drum rolling? Thank you, Samantha. Thank you for playing along. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Hannah. I see you all. We're virtual drum rolling. And she has some amazing things that are going to pop up behind those wonderful curtains.
Yes. So Michelle, yep, if you want to go ahead and yep. And then what I'm going to do is
Hopefully all the curtains don't come up at once.
They don't, but please don't click more than once. That is integral. So what we're going to do is I have a spreadsheet up with everybody in it. I don't know. Let's go ahead and Michelle, if you don't mind, stop sharing your screen for a second. I'm going to share mine just for the sake of clarity. That way you guys can see the spreadsheet and the random number that is drawn, just so that we don't have any funny business.
That takes a lot of pressure off me. Thank you.
Of course. No, yes, of course. And that way we'll switch back to Michelle and we'll make a whole thing out of it because I want this to be
all a
exciting for
sham.
you guys.
If I don't win, it's a sham.
Yes, please
No
don't.
funny business. That's right.
No funny business. Absolutely. Okie dokie. Why is this glitching?
Should we drum roll again?
Yes, please. Thanks. All right. We have 14.
Who will win?
All right.
So I think we've got, are we supposed to say? I won't say. I won't say what we have. But they're very fun.
Okay, so can you see my spreadsheet and my random numbers? Fantastic. All right, so there's everybody's names. I am going to move this.
We can only see the random number.
We can only see the random number, but
Oh, it won't let me do split screen? Hold on.
we trust you, Kylie.
Okay.
You're very
No funny
trustworthy.
business.
No funny business,
Everyone
I
nod.
swear. I
We
swear.
know there's no funny business.
Okay, so our first winner is Miss Shayna Bombassi. I'm sorry if I butchered that. So
That was good.
Miss Shayna, we're gonna remember that you're our first winner, and then I'm gonna have Michelle share her screen at the
All right.
end so that we
Yay,
just kind of
Shayna.
get this moving. So Shayna's our first
Thank
winner. You're welcome. Sorry, you don't
She's
know what you
thankful.
won
She
yet.
doesn't even know what she's
I know, I
won.
was gonna say.
Is it like, let's make a deal? Are there really good things behind there? No, there are.
There is, I promise. Okay, and number 12 is our second one. That's gonna be Caroline.
Caroline that's walking?
Caroline that's walking. Didn't even know she signed in. You did a great job.
Well, she signed in 2 weeks ago. No.
Woo. Yes, which you
Yay!
guys do have the option. All right, and our
I just
third,
got home.
fantastic. All right, and our third winner
What
is going to
happens
be
when you sign up
me.
6 weeks ago? I mean, not a week ago. That's right.
Okie dokie, and our third and final winner is going to be Paul Rogers today.
What?
All right, So I'm going to
All right, what do
start.
they win?
It's not
I
a
want
sham,
to
not a
see.
sham.
Not a sham. So Michelle, if you don't mind, go ahead and sharing your screen. The first prize that we're going to see today is prize number 1, which was won by Miss Shayna.
Shayna?
Oh,
Pete the Cat. All 3 of those books?
Yes, so you win all 3 of those books, and I will be in contact with you in order for us to arrange how you can pick them up.
Thank you.
Of course.
Shayna took lit with me. She knows Pete the Cat very well.
I bought a mask too during the summer, Pete the Cat and Elephant and Piggy. It's so
Oh,
cute.
how awesome. I love it.
Perfect.
Fantastic. That's a great prize.
all right. Our second winner was Caroline. Let's see what Caroline wins behind her curtain number 2. Peter Reynolds collection.
Peter Reynolds. Oh, and the Spanish version of Say Something. Oh, look, Dasa's like, I want those. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And then
I'm
last but
jealous
not
too. I
least,
actually don't have Happy Dreamer.
we have our third winner, Paul. Captain Underpants.
So appropriate. So appropriate.
Dave Pilkey.
Thank you. I
That's
appreciate
perfect.
that.
That's awesome. These are great books to add to your classroom libraries. SNEA is all about literacy, and sadly, with the pandemic, we haven't been able to do our scholastic book fairs. We hope that we'll be able to get back into that, but those book fairs really help us with having these types of books to give away. So, that being said, I'm going to let you all take it over, and I want you to know how much I just think you all are doing an amazing job. In fact, I know that you're doing an amazing job, and I look forward to receiving a bunch of scholarship forms to review so that the next time we get together in January, I'll be able to give away $250 to some deserving SNEA member. I want you all to stay safe. I want you to enjoy family time over Thanksgiving. And most certainly in December, I want you to take a little bit of time to rest and recharge. And for those of you that are graduating, I'll be there virtually cheering you on. All right? So congratulations up to all the winners, and have a wonderful final general meeting of the fall of 2020.
Thank you.
Dr. Spalding.
Bye.
All right, congratulations to all of our winners. We have a new SNEA member of the month, Ms. Zelly Rodriguez. She has been in our group for quite a while. I don't see her on the meeting tonight. We'll have to message her and let her know that she's our SNEA member of the month. She has helped us a lot with Night Ed Talks and facilitating those, and she's active on social media, and she's always there to lend a hand when we need it. All right, talking about those points. Do you want to talk about the scholarship, Kylie?
Yeah, I can go over this really quick. I see my box got a little bit messed up at the top, but I want to bring your attention to being active members. So we're going to talk about a couple of things tonight that you, especially CORDs specifically, that you will need to be an active member in order to get those things. So an active member is someone who has earned 30 points and has attended a minimum of 2 general meetings. I know we had a couple people miss meetings, and I know we only had 3 this semester. So if you have issues with not being an active member because something happened, you couldn't make a meeting, please reach out to me personally. I'm more than happy to talk to you and figure it out. But how do you earn points? So we have our general meeting, those are 5 points. Night Ed Talks are 4 points. If you facilitate a Night Ed Talk like Zelly does, that is 8 points. And we also do Little Free Library. So if you scan that QR code in the bottom left of that slide, you'll find a map of Little Free Libraries around you. There's so many. And what we'll do is for every book that you donate, that will be 1 point. So what you'll do is you'll go ahead and take a picture maybe before and after what the little library looked, maybe a picture of the books that you donated so we have receipt of that. And we really want you to use social media, but if you feel more comfortable emailing it to us, that's also totally fine. So those are all really good ways for you guys to earn points. To know if you're an active member or not, if you scan that QR code in the bottom right of that slide, it'll bring you to the website, which is now published, and it should have the spreadsheet. If you scroll down, our wonderful Angelica linked it for us. And so if you scroll down, you will see a sheets, and it will tell you how many points you have. Mindful that
the QR code is cut off though, so.
Oh, it is?
I think so. I'm having trouble opening it.
Okay.
For me.
I'll send the link in the chat really quick then. So the link that I'm sending in the chat is the link to the points page on the website. Oh, thank you, Sue. Thanks for the update. The QR code is working. So it's also in the chat now. But if you go to that points page on the website and you scroll down to the sheets, you'll be able to see how many points you have. Mindful, there's a lot of events and stuff, so you might want to highlight and do your best. If you have any questions, you think that we missed some, I know Michelle and I updated it a couple of days ago. So as of like today, if you attended Night Ed today, it's not going to be in there, but up to that, it should be relevant. And what Dr. Spalding talks about. So the top 3 people compete for the $250 scholarship. As of a couple of days ago, our top 3 were Zelly, Shayna, and Bonnie. So what we're going to do is the first week of December is when our last meeting will be, or our last event. Yes, Hannah, you should be able to see your points on that sheet on the website. So that being said, we are going to go ahead and make the deadline that last week of December. At that point, we'll total points and we will contact the top 3 in order to start that scholarship process. And then you'll know in January. So keep an eye out on your email for that. And also we'll probably announce it, most definitely announce it on social media as well. So you'll know if you're in the running for the scholarship.
We would like to congratulate all of our graduates of the fall 2020 class. We know that this year graduation is a little different than what we all expected, but we are still trying to get you guys your cords, even though we are virtual. So do we have a poll for this, Kylie? Please answer the poll if you're graduating.
Because our link got messed up for today, we do not.
Okay.
But if you are graduating this fall 2020 or spring 2021, please go ahead and type in the chat and let us know. And if you are interested in cords, because I will need to order some depending on how many people we have interested in cords. Thank you, Sue. So yeah, exactly like that. I need to know when you are graduating, either fall 2020 or spring 2021. And I'm assuming if you're telling me you're graduating then that you are interested in cords. They're going to be $10 and they are going to be pickup only, unfortunately. If you do have extenuating circumstances, we can work out you paying for the cost of shipping, but shipping gets a little crazy. So we'd appreciate doing pickup as much as possible.
Jessica asked in the chat about the 30 points being for just scholarship or anything. Can you explain that more? I know what it is, but.
Absolutely. So I don't know if it would be helpful if Michelle flipped back a page or not. But so an active member is someone who has 30 points. So an active member is someone who has 30 points. So that means that you have done enough things, whether general meetings, Night Ed talks, facilitating, to accumulate 30 points. That is considered an active member. Our top 3 points earners are going to be for the scholarship. So in addition to that, you have to be not only an active member, but you have to be in the top 3 for the scholarship. We want you guys all to be active members. Technically speaking, if you pay your dues, you are a member, but we want you guys to all be active members. So we want you to strive for that 30 points. If you don't make it, that's okay. I know there's a lot going on this semester. We can totally work with you, Sue, if you're worried about, getting cords because you couldn't make it to things and stuff like that. Please let me know. I don't want somebody to feel disgruntled or feel that they were left behind because they weren't able to make 30 points. But 30 points is an active member and you must be active. I don't know if that helped, but.
Also, I have a question. On the spreadsheet on the website, it says, like, by some people's names, it says official dues paying members. And And then for some, it says meeting attendees. I paid dues, but mine says like meeting attendee. Is that like a different thing or just like the same thing or something?
That column is just for our purposes. Usually that's where we indicated where we gained you from, if that makes sense. So it's either you carried over from the last year and you paid dues again, or if you came to our first meeting. It's just for our purposes. That's my bad. We shouldn't have put that on your guys' spreadsheet to see, but just disregard that.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you for asking. Hannah asked, how often do we update the points? I updated them just a couple of days ago. Hannah, if you have something specifically that you're wondering about, send me a private message or send us an email and we'll work it out. We do check primarily the signups on TeamUp. So if you haven't signed up on TeamUp, that might be part of the reason.
Yeah, team up, and like for night eds, we check the certificates that you guys fill out for the Google form. That's how we take attendance at the night ed talks as well.
We can also see how long you were in the night ed talk. So if you were only in there for a couple of minutes, then you will not get credit for it as well. So we do see all, unfortunately, for all that stuff.
So, but I've been in them for the whole time that they were on. So do I just email you the certificates? Or
yeah, Hannah, go ahead and if you don't mind sending us an email with the nights that you attended, like just the dates, and we'll go back in and corroborate.
And then what about for these meetings? Because I've been to all three of them. So
I don't think the second one is up yet because of technical difficulties.
It said I got points for the second meeting, but not the first one.
Okay, we'll have to go back and check.
Okay.
So include that in your email, Hannah. So to answer your question, for 30 points, I'd like to cut off points by the first week of December because that's when our last events are. So if you have 30 points by, let's say, that first week of December, after that last event, then that's going to be the cutoff for both the scholarship and being an active member. So yeah, so you definitely still have an opportunity to become an active member before the end of the semester. We do have night ed talks. We do have plenty of events that we are going to talk about as well. Okay, awesome.
I have
Thanks,
a quick
Sue.
question before you move on. Hey, so I don't know if everybody knows about like the recent virtual graduation option where like they're letting everybody walk a month before for video purposes for the graduation in December. So would it be difficult to get all our points before then, or to get our courts for like our graduation, the video of graduation? Or yeah, that's the question I had in my head. But
okay, I am personally not graduating, so I wasn't aware of the new thing where you're able to walk. So are you able to walk, let's say if you graduate in December, are you walking in November? Is that how I understood that?
We're walking, yeah, they're giving us a whole week to like schedule a walk.
Okay.
Like I got the email today, I don't know if Michelle and Sue got the email today about we're interested in, 15-minute slots of like being able to like getting your name called, walking across the stage, and they're recording us. And it's gonna be for like the December 19th graduation for the virtual. And so like, that's what we're supposed to be doing for this semester. I'm not sure how it is gonna be for next semester. So
right.
Yeah.
We're doing chords as a pickup basis, so you should be, because I think there's only 4 of us that need them for this graduation. So if I'm correct, Kylie, we have 4 for this graduation.
So I have 5 physically right now. So my graduates that are graduating this semester are going to get preference. You guys are going to get your chords first. And obviously, since you have a deadline for them now, you guys will get your chords first. And then spring 2021, you guys can go ahead and pick up. Actually, I'm not going to say that for right now. So spring 2021, I will reach out to you. Because those will be together
again.
Right.
We'll all be together again before that.
Those will need to be ordered. I just wanted to have an idea of how much I do need to order because we order in bulk. So it is cheaper to get, 12 than 6.
Any more questions? All right, we also have t-shirts for sale. We have two different designs. We have one design that has teacher written on the back, and it says mentor, inspire, educate, coach, share, influence, and encourage. And then another one that says without educators, life would have no class. The ones right here, the option on the left, we have small, medium, large, and extra large options. And the one on the right, we only have large, extra large, and 2X options, unfortunately. If you're interested in a shirt, send us an email. We'll try to coordinate whether we can meet on campus or however we can coordinate to meet with you to get you a shirt if you would like to purchase one. All right.
Sorry, Michelle. So this is our member resource drive. This is something that we've had a couple people in the group me ask about, just random things. And I wanted to bring your guys' attention to this. This is our member resource drive that's exclusively for our members. Only you guys have access to this. So this is just random stuff that we've compiled over the last couple of years that could be helpful. There's some FTCE stuff on there with GKT and subject area and professional ed. So I highly recommend you looking through those folders when you have some time. There is a large amount of stuff through there. You guys can also get points by yes, agreed, Bianca. You can also get points by adding to this drive. If you're interested in something like that, you have a copious amounts of resources that you want to put in here, and you also want to become an active member within the next week, shoot us an email, let us know what you want to contribute. We will more than happy work with you. This is something that's really helpful for everybody, whether you add to it or just take from it. So definitely take advantage of that in the future.
Our next opportunity that we have, FEA reached out to us. They are actually doing a food drive. So anybody who, I don't think we discussed points, Kylie, but maybe like 2 points a donation. If you were to donate, you can email us. Like we said, if you don't want to email, or if you don't want to do social media, you can email us, or we'd like to see it on social media. We'll retweet you or whatever it may be, just to show what you're doing for our school and the community. If you would like to bring the can or box items, bring them to the MERC or the next FEA meeting. If you need any help with transporting these to campus, let us know, send us an email. We'll try to help you guys the best we can. Carla, you want this slide?
Sure. Well, November is Indigenous Peoples Heritage Month, so Native American History Month. I try not to say Native American because the term America is a little bit of a colonist term since it's named after the man who colonized the Americas. So that's something that I learned, that if you try to, it can be offensive to some Native people, so try to stray away from that term and use Native people or Indigenous people. So that's something I learned that I wanted to share. Other than that, here are some books that we recommend that you add to your classroom library. Like Dr. Spalding said at the beginning, we're very pro-literacy and, engaging our children in as many worlds as they can possibly be a part of, whether they're part of that community or not. So the top ones are We Are Water Protectors, Fry Bread, Thunder Boy Jr. Those are more for elementary levels. And then the rest are more for intermediate students, so like middle school or even high school at some levels. And then we also have, I don't really know how to say it, but Naubaka, which is native. So those are some of our recommendations, and I'm going to share a link in this chat of a great resource for you to find the native land that you are occupying, so you can amplify and honor those native spaces that you are currently finding yourself in. So yeah.
Thank you, Carla. Like she said, we like to have diverse books in our classroom library, and all of us are starting to plan, whether it's in a lower elementary, higher secondary. All students love picture books. They love for you to read to them. I've experienced it in 5th grade. And just having these diverse books just gets to bring a message across in a different way than you just telling them, or something that might not catch their interest as much. All right, we have an exciting opportunity for everybody. We are going to start our game nights. We took a poll last meeting about when we wanted to do it, and Friday nights was a hit between 7 and 9:30. We're going to do it as come as you want, so you can leave, come back, whatever you want to do. No pressure. It's all just for fun. Come relax with us. Very informal. We are planning to do it. It's 11/6 is this Friday, so we're planning to do it this Friday and next Friday. We're going to play Jackbox games. I know somebody suggested that we all try Among Us together. We'll take any suggestions that you guys might have. We did this last semester and it was a lot of fun. You got to be a little more personable than being in meetings and just hanging out with each other. So wear your PJs and just come hang out with us. We'll send out an email with more information on how to join us. I'm sure we'll be using this same link or our SNEA link, which we will send out in the email for you. Which leads me to another fun event. I know I miss game nights too, Tristan. Holiday party. We normally have this face-to-face, of course, but this year, here we are, we're doing it virtually. On December 1st, which would technically be our next meeting if we were to have one, it will be virtual games, hangout, kind of same thing as game night, but we can, hopefully by December 1st, we'll have a little more structure to our game night, what everybody wants to play. And we'll just come hang out, relax before finals and everything like that. And if you guys have suggestions that you guys want to do, we can do that as well. And hopefully next semester we can actually have a end of the semester party together.
And this holiday party will be our last event of this semester. So after December 1st, we will not have any events. So after that point, then we will be done with points, just to give you guys a heads up. And you will get points for attending game nights, holiday party, and we are also going to be doing giveaways at this holiday party, more than we did tonight. So I highly recommend, if you didn't win something tonight, or even if you did win something tonight and you want to win some more, definitely join us on the 1st.
Next, we have Caroline, who won one of our giveaways this evening, joining, or actually presenting, American Sign Language workshop for us. It is going to be on our Zoom link, and it is December 1st before our holiday party. So she is going to discuss how we can help our students in our classroom who either sign or just anything anything we can do to help support them in the classroom. I don't know.
Let me just say something real quick. It's actually
Sure.
going to be through the SNEA link. It'll be through a personal one that I'm making, because Caroline will be presenting. However, it's hosted by both her and the ASL Club at UCF, and it's a PRSA endorsed event. So I'm the educational director for that association. So we put together this event kind of to promote and just spread awareness about the deaf community. And Caroline will be sharing her experience, and then the ASL Club will be sharing some basic signs for all of us to learn, and you are all invited as SNEA members.
So just to answer the question in the chat, yes, it will be on Team Up. Yes, this is not an SNEA event, but you will get points for it if you do attend, because we don't want points to be a chore for you guys. We want you guys to enjoy things and let that be our problem. So absolutely, please attend this. I think it will be a wonderful, wonderful opportunity.
Just letting you guys know, because I'm going to be speaking at this event, I would definitely talk a lot about my own personal experiences and what I've been through in school. So, if you guys are going to be future educators, it's definitely a great opportunity to learn more about the deaf community and how to help future deaf students. So, yeah.
Thank you, Caroline. All right, we have the remaining night ed talks. We had a couple get canceled. I think it was the 10th and the 24th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay. The 10th and the 24th were canceled, so make note of that. We did cancel them in Team Up as well. But these are the remaining ones for the semester. So if you were asking about how you can get points, here are 4 remaining ones for you to get points. And if you want to help us and be a facilitator, you can get 8 points instead of 4 for attending. All right. Now we are going to talk about our social medias, our professional social medias at that. We all have different ones on different platforms. These are just a couple. We have Carla's Twitter, Bianca's Instagram, which you can see their handles above and below. I added the handles so you guys could add each other. You can make note of them. We will loop back around and you will have another opportunity to write them down. We have Kylie's Instagram and Kylie's Twitter account. You can add her on both of those. We just like to post different things, professional, retweet them, however we may do it. Of course, you guys can follow us. We're on all the platforms as well, SNEA UCF, and then my Twitter page as well. We have pros and cons about the different platforms. Twitter's character account can kind of limit us, especially when we get excited about something, we want to tell everybody all about it. Twitter's character account definitely limits us on how much we can share in one text or one tweet. You get great advice on Twitter. I know I follow everybody that was on the Night Ed Talk tonight on Twitter, and I'm always retweeting them. They always share what they're doing in their classroom, what's working, what's not working. And you can, I feel like Twitter is a platform where you can always go on, ask a question, use a hashtag that might reach out to people beyond our community, and you can get help along the way as well. One of the cons we thought of about Instagram is you can't retweet a post. We definitely like how Twitter, you can retweet and you can kind of save it and have that portfolio on your page of what you might want to try in your classroom or anything like that. Schools are looking at you. Even if you are in your first year of college, they're looking at you. And if I know I follow a lot of principals and a lot of schools, and I know Sue gets retweeted all the time about her from her internship school, just sharing what you're doing in the schools and how you're impacting these schools around us can be really beneficial. And when you turn in that resume and you have your Twitter handle or wherever it may be on your resume, they're going to look and they're going to keep scrolling and they're going to see what they can find because they want to find stuff about you. They want to see what you stand for and who you are as a person, as an educator, anything like that. You can also get professional development opportunities on social media. I know Brian Mindler is someone that we all like to listen to his podcast, and he just did a live podcast on Twitter, and it was free. And a lot of the opportunities that are coming about now are more abundant because of everything being virtual and people are trying to reach out. Yeah, anybody want to add any pros or cons about social media? I know I'm pro Twitter, so it's hard for me to talk about the others.
Just to voice a couple things in the chat, Shayna says that she saves a lot of posts on Instagram and puts them in folders. I know that's the bookmark. I think they call it the bookmarking or saving feature. That is very helpful to help keep things organized. I know Facebook has the same thing where you can save posts. I've done that countless times. Twitter, from what I've seen, does not have that feature. But I personally have both platforms. I found myself more likely to post if I have options because I'm like, oh, well, this is more of a wordy thing. I'll put it on Twitter, or this is a really visual thing and I need more than 4 pictures to showcase this. I'm going to use Instagram. So definitely know what works for you. Obviously, if you guys have personal social medias, you'll probably feel more inclined to use one over the other just because you're familiar with it. So yeah, just take a thought about it for sure.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So you guys are making a lot of great points about having professional media accounts, but what is your opinion on essentially not having professional media accounts? Because I'm trying my best to lay super low with the internet, because that's kind of like what I've been told for the longest time. And I know we're in a much different climate now with everything going on, but I've been doing my best, especially recently, to kind of erase myself from the internet versus having a public Instagram or Twitter or something like that.
I will talk on that first, and if someone wants to add something, they can feel free. We just had I don't know what Spalding called it. Billy. Like, there were 4 people from different counties talking to us about resumes, interviews, all kinds of things like that. The guy that did the resume actually told us to have our handle on there. They said they like to see what you're doing. Like I said, I've never had social media until I joined this group and Dr. Spalding, and they both convinced me to start one. And I'm glad I did, because I've met great people on there. Like I said, that there's opportunities. Obviously, it's not essential. You're not going to not get a job because you don't have a professional account. And I think it's very our generation to have a professional account rather than just having a personal that people stalk you on and never let you know that they're stalking you on it. But I don't know. I think it's a good opportunity to express yourself and show what you're doing for the community as well. Anyone have anything to add?
I'd like to add quickly that it's very dependent on the district and school you'll be working at, because some tend to be a little bit more conservative and may want to stray away from social media altogether. So it's a very personal choice, because you can't really make that choice prior to you getting the job with absolute certainty that it's something that they'll love or disagree with. So the ball is on your court. You can decide whether or not to do it. It's obviously professional, so it's not like you're going to be posting party pics or pics that may be a little bit controversial or anything like that. It's truly a platform for you to network with people that may be from other states, from other countries, even other school districts that you may not have access to in your campus or on a daily basis. So I think that more than anything else, it's not just posting like activities for you to do with your kids. It is part of that, but it's also more of being part of a bigger community than the one that you're physically a part of, if that makes sense.
I will also add something. I remember constantly being told, erase social media, erase it constantly. And I understood, because before my teaching background or getting into this field, I did, do some partying, and that's the things that they don't want to see. So I think when they say get rid of social media, they mean like just don't have anything that portrays like, a crazy past. But social media in general is so great when it comes to like getting, man, you know how many ideas I've gotten? I'll be like, whoa, I would never think of that. So like, I feel like I made an additional social media because I have a personal one, but I ended up making just a straight professional social media account, just so that way, one, I have a portfolio. It's basically tracking all of my things that I do in internship, so I can show my future principal, whoever's going to hire me, look what I've done. Like, check out my social media. I'm active, So I think that's what they mean when they say throw it away. No social media is just like basically erase the past and just like everything education. So that's, I would say, if you can make another social media and dedicate it strictly to just your education, like nothing personal, I guess you can say. That's just my 2 cents.
Just to add on top of that as well, I know Jessica asked a question earlier in the chat that I definitely want to address because it is very valid. She said, well, I just have a piece of advice, more or less. One of my teachers actually said not to get political on your social media. For example, Black Lives Matter in your bio, political beliefs, etc. What is your stance on this? So to speak personally, I have had this moral dilemma personally as well. It's very scary to put all of your beliefs out there on social media. It's very hard to do something like that. But I think that it's important to say that it is okay to have your personal beliefs out there because they are your personal beliefs. I think it's okay to have Black Lives Matter in your bio because I would want my future employer to know that I'm going to advocate for my students and that I am going to care about racial justice. So it is a personal preference at the end of the day if you're comfortable or not, but at the same time, I think it might be kind of important. If anybody wants to
I would
try.
just like to say something that I'm very vocal in my social media accounts just because the way that, well, as you can see, hello, I don't care really much as long as I'm being respectful of others' opinions, which I'm always striving to be like that. I never, go out of my way to make someone feel uncomfortable or disrespected. However, the way that I view it is that this is who I am and this is what I believe, point blank. If my employer does not agree or see my beliefs as something negative, then I don't want to be employed by that person, period, because it's not a place that I would be comfortable in or I would feel welcomed. So that's my 2 cents. It's like kind of, if they don't support it, to me, some things are non-negotiable. So the Black Lives Matter movement, in my opinion, it's something that it means no harm to any other communities at all. So it's something that you should support regardless of, your community or your ethnicity or whatever. So to say that that is a reason why you can't get a job, it's a little bit disrespectful, not just to the profession, but to your students, because then who's going to be there to advocate for them, but then who's going to be your ally in the workspace as well, because you have to be a part of a positive workspace that you can actually thrive as an educator.
I totally agree. I was doubting putting on my Red for Ed shirt today at internship, but I said, you know what? No, I need to express myself. And if I think, educators, we need, yeah, yes, Carla, yes.
All right, any more questions?
I have one. This is more of like a legal kind of type thing, but it's like, say you got hired, but they didn't know your political stances on anything. And then once you got the job, you were like unafraid to express yourself politically. Do they have grounds to let you go for that kind of stuff? Or like, is it only if you like were harming students with your speech or whatever?
Your students you can't discuss with your students your stance on whether it's political or basically it's not allowed in the classroom. Like you have to keep it very neutral, whatever you're talking about. Like I know we just did the election process in my class. So we, Trump or Biden was not allowed to be used in the room. Those words couldn't be used in the room. We talked Republican, Democratic, and we kept it very broad. If that answers your question.
I think she's talking about job protection, and I think it is protected if you've taken the ethics course. Being able to have political affiliation is protected. They shouldn't be able to fire you based on that. I'm pretty sure it has to be other things.
Okay, yeah, that was more, because I know that like as far as being in the classroom and educating goes, teachers play more of like a neutral role. Like it's not okay to take either side, I guess. But I feel like I wasn't sure if like there was any legal grounds to where you could be let go for like portraying a certain thing or something like that.
No, and I don't think so. I know at my internship school that I stay completely silent when everybody vocalizes their opinions in the lunchroom. All the teachers debate and get into it, and I just stay quiet because I rather not, for one, and for two, I guess I just rather not get into it. But I don't think it's on grounds for them to fire you because of your political beliefs. But like I said, it can't be in the classroom. So in my opinion, I know we all have different opinions, but in my opinion, I just stay completely quiet. And, I always was told never to talk about politics or religion. So I just stay quiet about the matter anyway. So any more questions?
I was just gonna write it, but I'll just say it in the group chat that I think that there's definitely a line that you have to be wary of when you're discussing these topics with your students. But then if it's something that you know that you're really passionate about and it might come up in class discussions just naturally, not something that you'll push for, maybe bring it up in your interview to get that job. Maybe be like, because at the portion that they ask, do you have any questions? Be like, yes, I do have certain questions. Number one, how did you treat your employees during the COVID crisis? That's a good, really good one that we'll need going, moving forward. And secondly, what are your views on, political affiliations, like merch? Can I wear my shirts? Can I put a sticker? Things like that that you may bring into the classroom that may be controversial to some, but just second nature to yourself. So just asking those questions during the interviewing process might clear that up for you before you get into troubles and before it becomes a big deal. That way, maybe this isn't the right fit for me, or I should keep looking, or okay, I feel comfortable with this. Let's move forward. So I think that would be what I would do in that case, because I think that these are very hypothetical scenarios that depend a lot on what school district you'll be working for. So I don't think this is like a one size fit all answer. So maybe bring it up in the interviewing to clear it up for yourself.
And even as a district, but even as a principal level, every principal is different on their stance of even just wearing jeans. Some principals will not let you into their school with jeans, and some allow you to wear jeans every day. So like Carla said, I would bring it up in the interview if it is something that you would like to advocate for, or, like Carla said, you might have a sticker or, something like that. I think it's definitely something to bring up prior to getting hired at that school if it's something you want or something you believe in. All right, we are going to go into breakout rooms for 5 minutes. I'm just going to randomly put everyone in breakout rooms. We are in our breakout rooms. We're going to, if I can figure out how to put people in breakout rooms, I think I got to stop sharing. We have to, or you don't have to, we are going to talk about social media handles. If you already have one, you can share it, and you can help each other a little with thinking of like a catchy little handle. Like I know mine is Miss Acker's Army. So like I wanted the A and A to be the same. Carla, yours is Santa Bria Gardens, right?
Yes, because
yeah. So thinking of cute, alliterations, Bianca. Thinking of cute handles that are catchy, that you can remember, that everybody can remember is a good thing to think of. I think because I'm not the host, I can't do breakouts. I like that, Samantha. And when we get back, we're going to share our handles out. Even if you haven't even created it, but you have an idea, and then maybe we can, I'm not sure, maybe if it's going to be on a Padlet. So I think even if we email it out at the end of the week, we can still add to it if people haven't figured one out yet.
Okay, so I'm going to create 6 breakout rooms, which means there will be 3 to 4 participants per room. So I'm going to go ahead and create those, and you guys can go to them when you're ready. We're going to be in them for about 5 minutes, I think, and then we'll call you back. And we will share all of our social medias afterwards as well. So don't worry too much if you don't have enough time to get everybody and everything. Don't stress. This is supposed to be a fun activity for you guys to kind of get a little creative.
QR code and add your handle to the Padlet. And then we can all follow each other, build this community. And I hope we'll have an email going out at the end of this week about game night information, and we can include this Padlet link. And then maybe by that time you can add one, or if not, add others to your social media accounts so you guys can follow each other, see what everybody's doing. We're all doing such great things. We all need to see what we're doing. Let's see if I stop share for a minute.
The link to the Padlet is also in the chat if you guys need that as well.
Do you guys see the Padlet now? Perfect.
I love the GIF. Whoever added that, love.
No, Valerie was in my breakout and she showed us that she posts all her bulletin board ideas on her Instagram, which is cute. Gives everybody inspiration on what they want to create for their classroom or even their internship classrooms. Bulletin boards are fun. It's good to have ideas. Pinterest is our friend.
Jessica, to answer your question, we do want to keep it professional if possible, but if you would like to put your personal in there, that's fine. Just make sure you label it as so that people will know what they're following. We want you guys to network as much as possible. I know in an internet world, it's kind of hard, so we try to bridge the gap when we can. So absolutely, if you would like to put both, just make sure you label it as such. Thank you.
All right, you guys can take a picture, screenshot this, whatever you might want to do with it. We will send it out in our email later this week as well if you don't have a chance to get everything now. Leave it up for 15 more seconds. All right. That is all we have for our meeting tonight. We wanted to end it with a little activity, something different to get you guys in breakout rooms.